Hello, you are listening to or watching What's the Tea? My name is Lydia.
My name's Andy.
And basically, we're two former support workers catching up with each other over a cuppa or a bottle of water as we're getting into the warmer weathers.
Hydrate.
Yeah, got hydrate. And basically, we're chatting and trying to navigate adulthood and life. However, we are in no way experts. You see our group chats. We are in no way experts.
Don't see that.
Be like, oh my goodness, you two are support workers and these are the things you struggle with
Anyway, how's things?
Good, yeah, good. You had a revelation this week.
I did actually. And it's not a revelation, it's more of a suggestion for us as a human race.
Wow, that's a big
That we should
suggestion.
normalise bigging each other up for what some would consider the normal, sensible things, like, I don't know, saying, well done, you've cooked a healthy meal.
Yeah.
Or, well done.
When did you have this revelation?
It was after a chain of events.
Or chain of events?
So, confirming that I was going to go to a dentist appointment.
Okay.
Going to a dentist appointment. The dentist basically turning around to me and going, your teeth could be better. But actually, they're all right. There's no immediate work that needs to be done. Come back in 6 months.
Oh, amazing. Round of which.
Once upon a time, I was like, yeah, I don't have a dentist. I'm all right with it. I don't want to go to the dentist. You basically get paid for. And I would be happy to go on this kind of negative tirade about why the dentist was a bad thing. I'm still not a fan.
Do you not like dentists? Oh, I love dentists.
I don't so whatsoever. But leaving it, I was like, actually, I feel quite proud.
Yeah, you should be.
Myself.
Yeah.
I want my gold star.
So Andy put this in our group chat with Chris. Hello, Chris. And
Chris.
we all say on WhatsApp you can react and with like emojis, and we all reacted with a gold star. So Andy got his gold star.
What I needed
Yeah.
in that moment.
And it's something that we are doing as friends in a group chat. So I made a nice meal last night. So I don't like cooking. Cooking for one sucks. But, you know, it's important to cook a healthy meal and have a balanced diet. And I'm like, look, I preach this to my young people. I should practice what I preach. So I made myself, I bought myself an air fryer on the weekend. Really cheap from Dunelm Mills. If anyone wants an air fryer that's just cheap, Dunelm, 24 quid. And I air fried myself a piece of salmon because I love salmon. Put a little bit of salad aside and made my own homemade potato salads. And I was quite proud of that. Post that in the group chat and I all got my gold star too. And do you know what? That's why I posted it in the group chat, because I wanted my gold star.
You want your gold star.
Yeah.
Doing something that you know is good for you.
Exactly.
But actually,
You want that affirmation. You want that like reward like we did as kids. And I think if you listening at home, if you've got a friend that you could buddy up with where you could do this for each other, it really does help you do good adulting things that you need to do, but make you feel good about it. And also it makes you do it because you're like, I want that gold star.
at the risk of a cheesy shout out to an app that we talked about in the past.
Yes.
I think you can do that sort of thing in the Finch app. So if you've not come across it before, Finch is basically a habit task list style app, which basically positively rewards you for doing the thing.
Yes.
The idea is that the more you do the things in your list, the more gems you get to spend on your Pikachu style animal that you have in the app. But actually, by doing those things, you are looking after yourself.
Yeah, and Finch is a bird, and you can get some cool clothes, you can decorate the house, you get to go on all these trips. So my character is currently in Hawaii. I've completed the Finch Forest, I've completed Vancouver, I'm now in Hawaii. So my bird's got some surfer shorts, some Hawaii t-shirt and a hat. So I'm traveling in it. But yeah, you are totally right. You can partner up with a friend on Finch and you can set a goal together. So it could be making a healthy meal from scratch. So you set up each other up to do it, and then you kind of are able to monitor each other's success and celebrate that success with another person. So if you don't want to do it through the WhatsApp way, you can do it through the Finch app way.
Yes. Now, talking about doing things, talking about getting organised, every now and then we kind of actually plan what we're going to be talking about during the podcasts. And this week, well, we plan, but we don't always 100% plan exactly what we're talking about around here.
No.
Kind of deciding upon areas that we're talking about.
Yeah, like topics, yeah.
So this week, moving house, moving into somewhere new, specifically.
Yes, moving into a new place.
Now, out of the two of us, you still work with young people.
Yes, I do.
I still work with young people, but in a very
Different capacity. You're like the fun uncle, and I'm like the parent. If we were to describe roles in a family setting, in a housing setting.
Fair.
Yeah.
Now, so I feel a lot of this is probably going to be me asking you questions.
Oh, okay.
So when we talk about moving into a new place, what do you suggest people know when they move somewhere new? Or what do you hope people get told when they move into one of our places?
Well, I think, talking about one of our places, I think it's worth highlighting that a lot of our young people, and, that would be a lot of our listeners as well, haven't had the most stable background. So I think it's a case of reminding them they're entitled to feel safe and secure and respected in their home. And I think that's for everyone, really. I think your home should be your safe place. If you think about, like, when you were playing games as a kid, it just popped into my head, and I don't know, it'd be like it or something, and you'd have a home base. And you'd be like, I'm home, you can't hit me. I'm safe. And I think that really comes with the fact that your home should be your safe space. It should be the place where you can go to unwind, feel secure and safe. So it's something that we really want for our young people when they move in to feel. But I think that's also important for people that may not have, that are listening, that may not be one of our young people that's been in supported accommodation. But, outside of that, it's important that you feel that in your home. And I think it's, based on that, it's like, how do you make your home feel like your safe space and feel secure? And I think it's a case of just like planning how you're going to have that layout in your home, of how you're going to feel it. Like, what is the most cozy way that you can feel? How are you going to have your lounge set up? How are you going to have your bedroom set up if you only got a bedroom that you can control? But really make it kind of nice, safe, secure, and a place that you want to be. Because the worst thing is that you're constantly out and about all the time because you don't want to go home. And I've had that experience when I've been house sharing, if anybody's been house sharing before and had a nightmare house sharing experience, it gets to the point where you don't want to be home. And do you know what? I could have done a lot more to make my bedroom when I was house sharing a more safe, cozy setting, and I didn't. And
I guess you keep yourself busy, don't you?
Exactly. So you're never really home until you're sleeping. Yeah. And for people that are moving into our place, it's letting them know that there are people and services available to support them. But also, I think it's worth people that don't live in within our organisation and moving into their new place is having a look at the services around them, especially if it's an area that they're not particularly familiar with, or if it's their first time living independently. It's like, have a look at the services around you that can support you. So if you are struggling, then you've got people that you can reach out. So that would be kind of the first thing, move into one of our homes. And then the second thing would be get to know your space. So, so for example, if you are living independently, it's knowing how your heating works, how your hot water works, where your meters are. If you've got gas, like where can you turn the gas off if there's a problem? Where can you turn the water off if there's a leak? Figuring out how the locks work on windows, doors, how the appliances work. So that would be kind of the first thing, I think, before unpacking, really.
And it's okay to kind of ask questions about that sort of thing. I know when I moved into my place, I had to ask, there's two distinct moments when I had to ask some quite important questions, really. One was, where is the water meter? And I did that on the phone to our local water company, who kind of had notes on their system and nicely stayed on the phone, showed a lot of patience with me when I kind of found it, went to get something to open up the little kind of thing, the street. But also, I had to turn on the water actually in the house. And it wasn't like the little tap throw was under the sink. I was like, where do we go? Ended up calling the estate agent that we bought the house from. And they're like, well, have a look around, it's here. And admittingly, I think we had to, have a nose round and have a quick play with random things that we found.
Yeah.
So explore,
yeah, 100% of being like, because I think if you are renting a property, like you may have had a viewing, or if you've bought a house, like you have a viewing, but you can't really start rummaging around people's cupboards to look at things. Like it's invasion of privacy because obviously someone's still living there. But like when you're moving in there, just rummaging through all the cupboards to be like, okay, is there something important in this cupboard that I need to know? Okay, this is the boiler. How do I turn the boiler off if there's like, I don't know, I've got concerns that the boiler's not working. All of these things. So when, where's the electric board? Is it called an electric board? What's it called? I think we've discussed this before. We've not really known it. What? Switchboards.
trip switches,
whatever it's called. But like working out where that is, because the worst thing is when, as I found out, if you want to know the story, listen to one of our previous podcasts, when I was like dog sitting and no one had told me where it was and there was a blackout, which I'd caused, and I didn't know where the box was. And I'm like rummaging around in the dark with a torch, freaking out, panicking. And that's the last thing you want to do when your electrics are gone. So knowing where it is, knowing what each thing does. So then in those situations, you're not freaking out, you know exactly what to do. So I would say get to know your space. And it's definitely something that we encourage our young people as they move through our stages and they become a little bit more independent. It is something that we encourage them to do, but we also show them as well. So we show them where the various things are in the buildings. So if anything was to go wrong, they know how to do it. And I had an example where someone called the emergency phone to say there was a leak, or no, their tap wouldn't turn off. And so all this water was like rushing and they were like, we're losing water. I can't turn the tap off. It's going to cost you money.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, do you know how to shut the water off? Yeah, I've done it.
Amazing.
So they did that all themselves because they had explored it, been told to them. So yeah, they didn't panic in that moment. They did exactly the right thing, turned off the water and let someone know so they could fix it. So that is what I'd encourage people to do. And like you said, Andy, ask questions if you're
ask questions. And also if you've forgotten, ask questions and explore as well.
Yeah. And I kind of really touched on this in terms of people have the right to feel safe and secure, about making their home feel that. But, make the space feel like home. Make it feel like you. So if you love blankets and throws, and I'm saying this because I like blankets and throws, is if you want 20, have 20. If you love throw pillows, have loads.
Space dependent, please.
I'm not saying everyone needs throw pillows or whatever, but if you like fairy lights, have fairy lights. If you like candles, have candles. If you like Lego, have a shelf of Lego. It's your space to make you feel like you're at home,
making you feel comfortable, letting you feel safe, giving you that space to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. And when you have people around, no one person is the same. So for example, I've had friends over. They hate the fact that I have about 12 candles going off. It's like an experience, my flat. You start off with one scent and as you go through my flat, it's different scents. But I love it. But for other people, it causes them a headache. And that's okay if people don't like your space because they're not living there.
Space.
You are. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Map it out.
And it's also okay to change it. Well.
My flat definitely doesn't look the same as when I first moved in 6 years ago. And I think it's okay not to unpack straight away. Yeah. I think there was my spare room, I don't think I fully unpacked and sorted out until 8-10 months into me moving in. And that is okay. Don't feel like you have to unpack everything in one go. Start off with what is urgent. So kitchenware, obviously you need kitchenware to cook. Then so you move through spaces to then the least important. Yeah. So it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Is there another question?
So what do we recommend that people do when they move to a new area?
Move to a new area. So when we have young people move to us, a lot of the time it's moving area or moving out in catchment areas. The first thing that we do with all of our young people is ensure they're registered with a GP locally. And if they're not, we get them registered. Because the worst thing is when you're feeling unwell and you're like, I don't have a GP, or my GP's really far away and I need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
And some GPs can get a bit funny if they find out that your address isn't the same. So make sure you get yourself registered with a GP.
Yeah, and again, it's about asking questions, isn't it? Because some GPs, some doctor surgeries seem to have a really wide area of that they are allowed to cover.
Yeah.
Others,
not so much.
More a particular space, particular area that they are there for.
Yeah. And if you're someone that needs to go to a GP on a regular basis because you have a health condition or you have a disability that needs to be monitored, then and you're really worried about moving GPs, and we've had this a lot, like our young people are like, I really like my GP, they've been really supportive and I don't want to leave them, but sadly they're out of the catchment area, is research your GPs.
Yeah.
If you go on to Google, people leave reviews. So research your local GPs and see which one's got the best reviews. And also some GPs, if you ring up, will let you come in and have a look around the facilities.
Wow.
And come and ask questions if you're really anxious. And it just explain, like, I'm really anxious about moving GPs. Would it be okay if I was to come around, meet you in person, and do the registration in person, or could you help me do it online if I bring my phone in? And if they're a good GP practice, they will allow you to do that. If you're more neurodivergent as well, again, just explaining that over the phone, and they'll kind of be like, that's fine. If you need to move, you need to come and have a look, that's totally fine. So if you don't ask, you don't get is my motto.
Fantastic.
Also ensure where the other essential services are as well, which I kind of already briefly talked about. So if you're completely moving area and you're like, oh, I was with a service for mental health, then look for the best alternative in your area and get registered.
Google is Google for that sort of thing.
100% is your friend. But also, your GP is going to know these things, so ask your GP. And also, it's making sure that your address is changed for key places. So,
like college.
Yeah, college, school,
work.
If you are still in the same catchment area, your GP needs to know you've moved address. But if you're on benefits, your benefits need to know that you've moved address, otherwise your benefits will start.
Amazon.
Banks.
Update your Amazon.
Oh, I've done that so many times where I've accidentally sent it to my parents because I used to live there, and I'm like, oops, sorry. Your bank needs to know as well, because obviously your bank statements or driver's license as well needs to be updated. DVLA, if you've got a car, all of these things.
Basically, if you think someone needs to know, they probably do.
Yeah. Make a list of the places you need to change your address to. So don't feel like you need to do it all in one day. So I'd say on day one, write all the places that you need to change address. And I would say do at least 2 a day.
You've got all this to look forward to.
Oh, I know. Don't even tell me about that. Yeah, I'm moving soon, so to a different area. Exploring the local area. So we get a lot of people that don't know particularly Exeter pretty well. So I'm not saying you can set yourself a treasure map if you want to, but for some of our young people, we've done kind of a treasure map. So we've asked them to explore, go to this place, take a photo, you win something at the end. Or walking, we've walked with a few of our young people saying, this is where the walk-in centre is. This is where citizens' advice is, if you need it. This is where the council is. This is where your GP is. So this is where your local shop is if you run out of bread or milk.
Facebook is your friend for this sort of thing.
100%.
I know lots of opinions are divided on Facebook, but Facebook groups are still very good for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's very much just a case of typing in the name of the area that you are in. You'll probably find a group dedicated to knowledge about that area. And heck, you could probably just get away with just lurking on there and just seeing sort of posts that come up.
Yeah.
And you'll probably be able to get information that way.
Yeah, 100%. And also, if you've moved area and you want to connect with some people, a lot of these community groups have groups that you can meet up with people in the local area. So you get to like meet some people. Also, what I would say is when you move into a new place, as we established from the last episode, I'm not a big fan of change.
You're not?
No, shocker. If you're not sure what I'm referring to, please, if you have time to listen to the episode beforehand, I basically bared my soul to the podcast, within reason. Is obviously moving a place can make you feel overwhelmed and can make you feel like, oh, I've lost my routine. I've I used to do this in my old place. Now I feel a bit weird. Yeah, it just can make you feel a bit
different.
Yeah.
Need new arrangements.
So, yeah, and it can ground you into a new place as well if you have a routine. So it's maybe you're being like, okay, well, my routine used to be this. Has that changed? Has that changed at all? If not, that routine can still stay in place. If it has, then working out what your new routine looks like can be really key. And also, it's okay to reach out if you need help. So I'm fortunate enough that I've got a good circle of friends and family that aren't far away. So I know that if I need help with anything, or I just need a break from things, then I can reach out to them. So it's ensuring that you've got a good social network of people around you. You know, you're not alone. Support is available to you. And if you live in supported accommodation, there is staff there to help you.
Totally.
So those are kind of the
And
things.
they are there to help, and they want to help.
Of course, yeah. I would say that to young people. I find out they're struggling on their own, and I'm like, why don't you reach out?
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We love to help. So yeah, those would be my answers to your questions that you have given to me.
That is a lot. I think we're going to stop that there because there's a lot of information there.
A lot of information.
And now we move on to weird news. Lydia, guess what?
What?
We are playing a Monopoly wrong.
What?
We're playing Monopoly wrong.
I don't think we are. I've read the instructions.
Apparently, you probably haven't. So, the story is, this guy was playing Monopoly with his family.
Mm-hmm.
He landed on Park Lane?
No, it's free parking.
Not free parking, but it's second most expensive.
Oh yeah. Park Lane, yeah.
Yeah, it's the second most expensive.
It's the blue, it's the dark, it's the navy, isn't it?
Right towards the end of the main square.
Yeah.
And he decided not to buy it. Probably because he didn't have the money, or because he didn't want to kind of try and get the other one, because, you know, odds are you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And when he said he didn't want to buy it, his son then shouted, buying it. Right? And he's like, what is this? It's weird. So, and he's like, you can't just buy that. You didn't land on it. It's like, what's going on? And his son claimed that that the property goes to auction if the person who landed on it doesn't buy it.
Yeah, did you not know that?
No!
Yeah, it's in the instructions.
You never knew this. And that this is the reason why a game of Monopoly goes on forever. Your games must be really quick.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, well, you can choose. You can choose to play it that way, or you can choose to play it that you just say, "I'm not buying it," and move on. But yeah, it does.
So basically, you can choose to follow the instructions.
Yeah, or not.
Have a really long game.
Yeah.
Ignore the instructions.
I was thinking, what is this? You also know with free parking, I think it's free parking. It's where if you land, you get the money.
Yes.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, actually, think about it. I don't think we play that rule.
So if anyone pays tax,
we really do play Monopoly wrong at home.
Yeah, if you pay tax, you put it in the middle. So if it says, so you put it all in the middle. So you don't give it to the bank. You put it into the middle.
That's right.
And then you land. If someone lands on free parking, they get that money. I think it's free parking that lands.
And that evens it up so nicely.
Yeah. Have you
I
played?
didn't know that.
Oh, well.
Apparently, lots of other people.
Probably, yeah. People that don't read instructions.
What, like me?
Yes. But have you played, this is on a side note, have you played Monopoly where you get cards? It's like a credit card.
Isn't that?
Oh, we've got it at home.
Yeah.
It makes things so much quicker. Like, you can probably play a Monopoly game in half an hour.
That sounds amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so clever how it works out.
It's like a parent's dream.
Yeah. My weird news article is on a slightly different note.
Okay.
So the heading with BBC News is Loose Birmingham Ball Starts New Life in Norfolk.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we're not talking about the Ball Ring Centre.
We're not talking about the ball in the ball.
Ring Centre. Yeah, not talking about that. So if people don't know, in Birmingham, there's a shopping centre called the Ball Ring.
Okay.
And I'm not referring to the shopping centre. I'm talking about a real life ball. So that's a male cow.
Life ball running around Birmingham, probably trying to find.
So a bull found loose on the streets of Birmingham has begun to settle into its new home at an animal sanctuary 170 miles away. So the bull was seen roaming the streets of Digbeth on Friday morning before it was eventually ushered into a former Dunelm store for safety. Poor Dunelm. I love Dunelm. So Wendy, who runs the Hillside Animal Sanctuary in Norfolk, said she drove for several hours to pick up the ball and transfer it to its new home in the early hours of Saturday. The West Midlands Police said officers were made aware of the ball on the road on a path near New Bound Street at 9:30 a.m. on Friday. And there's actually pictures of it on the street near a crossing.
Probably from home for the boring.
Yeah. Was that your attempt at a joke?
Yes, I can see it, Phil. That's as black can be. I'm the only one who's made that joke, in my defence.
But yeah, so Birmingham turned into a bit of a Spanish kind of culture with a ball, and they were trying to rally this ball up. No one understands
And it ended up like 170 miles away instead. That's not really a success.
No, but if no one understands what I meant by the reference about a Spanish, they've turned into a Spanish culture, is in Spain they have a thing called where there's bulls and stuff. Yeah, so
yeah,
and you try and rally them up.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so a ball had a whale of a time. Was just roaming the streets, being like, "Yeah, I'm going to live my new life here in the streets of Birmingham. I live on the streets." And then now he's in Norfolk.
Fantastic. And at that point, I'm going to say thank you for listening or watching to What's for Tea. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on your favourite podcast provider or find us on the YMCA Exeter YouTube channel. Catch you next time.
Bye.